Asbestos use is old. So old, in fact, archaeologists have discovered its use among Stone Age peoples dating back around 750,000 years ago. I guess fire building was a trial and error affair. Wood? Check. Mammoth meat? Check. How about this fibery stuff? Not so much. Egyptians used asbestos cloth to protect the embalmed bodies of Egyptian pharaohs from about 2000 to 3000 BC. Asbestos fibers were already known to strengthen materials, which was probably the goal here, unless pyramid fires were more common than we thought. By 500 BC, Greeks and then later Romans were already well aware of the problems with asbestos. Slaves who wove asbestos fibers into cloth caught sickness of the lungs or disease of the slaves. The medical advancement they came up with? A makeshift respirator made from goat or lamb bladder. I'm not quite sure that's up to OSHA standards. King Charlemagne of France used asbestos-laced tablecloths to deal with a rather embarrassing problem. Apparently, Charlemagne partied too hard and caught stuff on fire during feasts. To be fair, the king's parties were the hottest place to be. 1,500 years later, it appears asbestos was still a mystery substance. So much so, explorer Marco Polo visited mines in China to prove, once and for all, asbestos did not come from the hair of a woolly lizard. The novelty grew from there. A young Ben Franklin brought an asbestos purse to England in 1725. Now, I'm not sure where he got the purse, but it's now part of London's Natural History Museum collection. Asbestos became a major industry, rather than a novelty, in the late 1800s. Canadians actually opened the world's first commercial asbestos mine, tacking one more thing onto the list of Canadian exports that can kill you. I'm looking at you, moose, ice hockey, and poutine. 21-year-old Henry Ward Johns founded what would eventually become the United States' largest asbestos manufacturing company. He died of a lung-related condition now thought to be asbestosis, killed by his own success. Unbowed by the deaths of numerous workers and even the head of the largest asbestos company, the United States used the stuff on everything, including, by the 1930s, roads. U.S. production kept booming, peaking in 1973, about the same time as John Denver's career. Production reached a Rocky Mountain high of 804,000 tons that year. I'm sorry. Since then, asbestos production has slowed to a crawl. The last mine in the United States shut down in 2002, and numerous EPA rules and congressional acts in the 1970s limited uses for the deadly material. Now, school and other public officials try to remove asbestos-containing materials as often as possible, just like Greeley Evans School District 6 is doing this summer at Greeley West High School. Now, it's a multi-million-dollar project, partially because our safety precautions have come such a long way. And that's a closer look at the fun and decidedly deadly history of asbestos. Thanks for tagging along. Be sure to visit www.greeleytribune.com for more on this story.